one of the things that you're going to have to learn to just submit to is the process of time being in a trade. It's altogether something different. Like when you watch my recordings and I'm executing, it's entertaining. It's great. Sometimes I use great music. Sometimes it's probably not your genre. It's fine. It's just for me, not for you. But that element of watching how fast it goes to the targets and where I'm peeling off profit partials, that unfortunately can trick you into thinking that that's how fast it should feel for you in a trade. And that was one of the worst growing pains for me as a trader, because being in a profitable trade and I haven't taken anything out, that feels like forever if I'm just holding for my terminus target, my ultimate target. In this case would be the low of the day at 8:30. This point here, we're trading at a level where 80% of the trade's already off, hypothetically. So you're in profit 80%. It doesn't matter, okay? Listen, write this down in your journal. It does not even matter if 8:30's low is taken out or not. See, that transaction is about being right. Right is not profitable. Profitable is profitable. So we're looking for ways to take things out of the marketplace where it makes sense to do so, where there is liquidity, where there's a reason for the market to be repriced to. What's the basis for price even going to these levels? That's what I walked you through this morning. That was the narrative. You're not seeing that with other people out there. You're just seeing them show you results on an MT4, or they're doing lots of trades and going to full max loss and not using stop losses. So there is a degree of mastery that you will grow into, but you start here and you do this for weeks and months, and then you learn how you're going to interpret price. How has it felt for you to watch this? Well, as it was melting down, respecting the levels I'm calling out and showing you very minute candles, telling you what it should do, what it should not do. How did that feel watching that? Did you feel anxious? Did you feel comforted because I'm talking about it? Did you want to fade it? I guarantee you trolls are out there trying to do the opposite because they were hoping I was doing it wrong so they can go, look what ICT did today, but I did the opposite. You got your ass wrecked today. But feelings watching this real time, you have to really pay attention to that. In your journal, you should be doing the most of that today. So after we close our session, you want to go to your journal while it's fresh in your mind. What did you feel? And be honest with yourself. This is the moment where you have to be honest with the observations of you as a trader, feeling what it felt like to watch the price deliver algorithmically, not retail logic. Nothing in this is retail. There was nothing in here from Chris Laurie, nothing supply and demand, nothing Elliott Wave, nothing like that, nothing harmonic. It's just simple algorithmic time and price. You want to screenshot this right now. There you go. So now you would only have less than 10%, maybe 10% of your original position short from 934. So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's been 16 minutes and you made more than you earned in your job's weekly salary if you've been working with one contract. Now, I'm taking a great deal of liberty because most people don't make that much money in the United States. And I know some of you are probably doing some high dollar stuff, but you should be 90% out of your trade. And at a point where the stop would roll to, I would hypothetically have my stop at 39.72.5. Why that? Because it's just above the fair value gap that's formed at the 944 candle. So it would be above that. And if it comes back and stops me, that's fine. I wouldn't want to be in it any longer. So many people falling in love today. I don't know where this guy came from, but I love him. I love him. Oh, I got so much stuff this year. You have no idea where I'm taking you this year. I'm actually falling in love with live streaming. Might start doing it every day. Shut everybody down. Do it, ICT. Do it. All right, now think about what you feel right now. If you had 90% off on your trade, 90% off, how would you feel about that retracement so far? You don't give a shit because you're banked 90%. And you're not basing your trading on the transaction of being right or wrong. Right or wrong has no basis for profitability. None, has absolutely nothing to do with it. Now, draw out your rectangle on the candle at 944. You're going to go to the 943 candles low, drag it to the 945 candles high, okay, and then drag that out in time. I'm watching that level there. It should not go above that. If it does, we're done for the morning. So I would roll my stop to, come on, this thing. I'm holding the phone in my hand and I'm trying to drag my finger across my laptops. I don't have a mouse on this. I use everything on a laptop in case someone hacks or tries to do something while I'm connected to the accounts that I don't trade with my live account. Everything through TradingView. When I'm sharing it with you, it's all through a laptop. I would have my stop at 39.69 and a half. So if it went there, I'd be content with being knocked out there and it's fine. I don't care. And you shouldn't care either if you were in a trade, but I would want to see it, drop lower from here because we already had that candle return back to that fair value gap that is mapped out for you at 951. And you want to have 100% of your trade off if it goes below the 830 low, and don't care how much it goes beyond that. You don't care because all of your uh, fear, anxiety, performance issues are all going to come initially with being right or wrong. And I'm trying to train you not to think like that. Okay. Don't think that way. You got to find a way to get in here, find a position to go in that has a measurable risk that's palatable for you. What does that mean? Can you take that trade? Can you afford to be in that trade based on the amount of movement that it could potentially put you through? And some trades are not going to be feasible for some of you. There's some trades that I won't even take because it doesn't make sense to do it. I'll just wait for something else. All the liquidity resting below that low right now is flashing like a neon sign. Come down here. I want to sell to you. I'll sell it to you below the low at 830 at 39.54. Below there's real orders below that. Now you want to take that up candle at 951. Okay. At 951, I'm watching the middle of that candle. That's mean threshold. In my mind, I'm watching that thinking, I don't want to see price go above that. I want to see everything that it prints. I want to see it stay below the middle of that candle. We'll just call it roughly 39.63 even. I'm not rolling my stop to that. I'm just watching it. Does it want to go back to that and throw it? If it does, if it trades like through 39.63, then I would at that point save my stop loss and close the trade and be content with it, not worrying about whether I got right or wrong about going below that low. But as long as it stays below that 951 candles middle point, then I would look at this as it's still likely to take out the sell side liquidity below 830's low, and I'd be content with holding it. But a run through, like it tries to run through 39.63 or the middle of the 951 time candle on a 1 minute chart, you're watching it. If it were to do that, then I would collapse the trade and save my stop loss and not worry about anything and just go home. Not regret if it just tanks. It could drop to 3,100 even after that. That's it. I would close the trade right there. I would collapse it. And I would not care at all whether it goes to hell or if it rips higher, where do I stop? Because I wouldn't be in the market now. I'd be done. Now think. Take a moment for a second. I'm not going to say anything. I want you to just think about what you just watched. Was that real enough for you? Was that real enough for you? Every single candle, every single one of them, outlining why it should do this or that, what it shouldn't do. If it was hard for you to follow along, I know it'll be easier when you're watching me with a chart. But understand that everything that I do is perfectly calculated. There's a measurement behind everything I'm doing. There's a process. Okay. There's no safety net out here. I don't know how many people are listening to me and how many people are going to watch this later on, but I can't edit this and I can't paint those candles on your chart. That happens from the market. But you just had the entire morning session outlined to you. What I would do, what I would not want to see happen, how I would engage, where my stop loss would be, where would my partials be. It's exactly what you watch me execute on through TradingView with live data. That's not cherry picked. As much as these assholes want it to be, it's not. And I'm going to be breaking all kinds of hearts all year long. I hope you're here for it. I hope you're here for it because I have such amazing shit to share with you all for free. No mentorship sell. No join my bullshit. Okay. Here's my stop loss getting ready to get the hit. And if it does, you'll see me say to you, this is why I would have done it. And I would be thankful that I've done what? Saved the stop, kept more of the profit, and not worry about it. It returned right back up into that fair value gap I gave at the 944. Done. Right there. That would be it. I'd be done. If I would have had the stop loss, I would have been stopped out there and gave up profit. Now, if you know with logic when you're likely to get stopped out and still be able to bank open profits still that are not realized yet, doesn't it make sense for you to say, okay, well, why would I just let it stop me out? That's experience. That's somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing, okay? And there's no other way about it. Now, you can look at what I'm doing today. Anybody else would have done this. They'd be out there parading it on social media, beating their chest. I'm just telling you, use some fucking common sense, folks. If I don't know what I'm talking about, it would not be like this, okay? It wouldn't be like this. So if you've been on the fence about, oh, does he really know how to do this? Or do these concepts really work? Or can you time the market? Can you read price? Can you do this? Can you do that? Man, if this doesn't communicate it to you, nothing will. My live streams won't. It just means that you aren't prepared to learn. That's it. Or you're a competitor and you're just hating life right now. And that's fine. That's okay. But I want you to know that there's a process that you're going to have to go through. And it's going to be longer than you want it to be. It's going to take you longer to get this because you have all this baggage you're bringing to it. Oh, but I heard this guy say about SMC concepts or ICT's a fraud. He used to deliver pizza. Fraud this. I can do this every fucking day, every single day. I can do it right in front of the CFTC. Yes, I can. I ain't worried about none of that shit. I ain't worried about none of it. If I couldn't do this, I sure as hell wouldn't be out here doing it. I wouldn't be inviting you all to watch me fall on my face. Think. If I didn't know for certain that I knew what these candlesticks were going to do likely next before they do it, you think I would be out here doing this? Hell no. Nobody would. Nobody would. But everything else in the retail version of trading has perfect excuses when their trade fails. Oh, well, my harmonic shark, my bat, this and that and the other thing didn't work today. Okay, whatever. I don't have any of that shit to worry about. I'm looking for where the orders are. What time is it? What's it likely to reach for? When will it likely fail? That's it. There's 4 things that you need to know with me, okay? 4. Are we going up or down? What's the bias, okay? Are we going up or down? If we're going up, we're only going to go up to take out an old high, or we're going to go up into an imbalance that it left a fair value gap above market price. That is it. That's it. Flip it now. If it's going down, it's going to go below an old low, or it's going to go down below market price to a fair value gap where there's an inefficiency. Now think about that. Isn't that fucking easy compared to which harmonic pattern are you going to look for? Elliott wave count. Come on. That shit's subjective. It's subjective. Your low on your chart is not gyrating and moving around and morphing into something else. It's there. It's sitting there. And time is marching forward continuously. We know that there's going to be a great deal of excitement in the marketplace to do certain things at the opening price or opening range at 9:30 and at 8:30 when news drivers come out. And you have to be able to frame a narrative, which is kind of like what I fleshed out with you. That's the hard part. That comes with experience. I cannot, listen to me, okay? And if you're all waiting for my books, just know this before you even or start chomping at the bit to buy it. I'm not going to be able to take 3 decades of experience and being able to map out narrative based on real-time data, looking at 1-minute charts. I can't find a way to do this easy for you to just read a paragraph or a chapter, and this is how you do it. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing this year with you live. Because only by seeing it done, outlining what I'm looking for, what factors am I mentioning. Anything that I did not mention has no fucking basis on anything today. Unless I talked about it, there was no reach for me to do it. There's no need for me to talk about any of the other things that you think I should be talking about. Trader's Trinity. What about the Judas swing? And how about the Asian range? And how many standard deviations? Forget all that. I didn't use any of that for what I just did. I just read price. That's all I did. Very simple inefficiencies, draws on liquidity, time. That's it. That's it. Now, is that not easy? I'm not saying it's easy for you to replicate what I just did. I'm not saying that. But what I just showed you, is that not easy compared to everything else that you probably looked at and dabbled in? There's all kinds of supposed bullshit that makes us money. Indicators. What indicator did you see me use here? Open, high, low, and close. And the clock. What time is it? I only talked about rectangles being on the chart to identify it with you real time so that way you can see it visually in your chart. Does this price respect that level? Does it gyrate and reach to the level I'm talking about next? And you have to feel what it feels like to watch it do that. Because it's not going to be immediate. It's not going to be, oh, I'm in the trade, so it better deliver fast because I'm uncomfortable. The market doesn't owe you comfort. It doesn't owe you money. You're not supposed to be able to do this, folks. As much as it feels like this is the playground for everybody to join and have fun. It's all membership. We just got to pay our dues to the broker and we can all get rich. That's not how this works, man. That's not how this works. This is hard. It's war. It is war because you're battling not only yourself, because you're going to talk yourself out of going out in that battlefield every day unless you know how to do this. And how do you know how to do it? You go through the process that's boring. You read price without pushing a button. And you think to yourself, okay, if I were in a trade right now, where would the risk be? Where would my profit potential be? Where's my partials going to be? You have to know them before they go there. Otherwise, you're doing what? You're reacting. You'll chase price with no real reason for being in it. And then any small little fluctuation. Every time we had a small little retracement, did you hear me freak out? No. But when it was potentially going to reverse, I gave you a mindset that, okay, if it does this, then I would collapse the trade and save my stop loss. Real boring, monotone ICT. Not amped up, not heart palpitations and heavy breathing and fast. Oh, I hope. You do hear me say anytime, I hope it doesn't turn around. Please don't turn on me. Please don't wreck me. That's a sign and a testimony of somebody that has no idea what the fuck they're doing. And if that bothers you, if that offends you, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm trying to shake you by the lapels and tell you, listen, okay, you have 1 year left with me. 1 year. I'm not going to do this again. If you've been on the fence with trying to learn what it is I teach, or taught rather, and what I teach presently, all you have to do is show up. It cost you nothing but the time to be here this morning, but I guarantee you, nobody else on live streams did what you just saw me do. Nobody told you what was going to happen, why it was going to happen, when it was going to happen, and how it was going to do it. And I did not learn this from Chris Laurie. I did not learn this from Larry Williams. I did not learn this from anybody else out there. And that's not beating my chest. I'm just telling you for the last fucking time, there is nobody that taught me this. I am of the character that, hey, if they did, I'd say that person taught me. Linda Raschke, okay? She's on Twitter. She doesn't have a big following. She should have a bigger following. She was a mentor to me. She gave me the foundational points about understanding where stops are. It didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me. And she was the very person and trader that pit me against my original mentor, Larry Williams, because Larry Williams said, there is no them against you. Though those guys got us guys. They stopped us out. Motherfucker, listen, I love you, Larry. I do. I love you to death. But you're wrong. You're wrong. And Linda Rask was the one that I read in her Street Smarts books, or Street Smart book, rather. Her and Larry Connors wrote that book. If you don't have that book, you should get it. Okay. I don't get a kickback. She don't even know me probably. Bottom line is that book has these little snapshot setups. Okay. That a new trader can find. I found it very useful because it gave me a snapshot of what it is I should be looking for. You know, a single low stop hunt or a double low. You know, those things can be hunted. Well, even in her book, she's not targeting that. But when I saw that, I'm thinking to myself, well, fuck, if I'm getting stopped out, there's somebody who can see that. Now I can see it as a potential bullseye. Well, I'm going to be the archer. I'm going to shoot that shit. And then once I adopt that mindset, everything started to unfold like the veil lifted. I'm like, oh shit. I'm looking for entry patterns when I'm supposed to be looking for where's the market going to go for and why should it go there? It's going to hurt somebody. This market, you think it's your best friend. Oh, I love the market. This market is a cruel lover. And if you don't give it everything, oh, you think a scorned woman has no measure in terms of wrath. This shit will end you. You have to give it everything, all your attention, even on days that the markets aren't moving. You have to do that because it demands it. Lazy asses are not going to be able to survive in this marketplaces, especially now. This is hard market conditions. You see these jokers out there talking to you. Oh, well, you know, it's so easy. I'm smashing. I'm killing it. I'm making $300,000 a day. Raphael Palmdale. I may have his name wrong, but don't get me wrong. I think that's his name. This guy's making $1 million every week. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. These markets are absolutely aggressive. They're choppy. They're very, very uncertain at times. And even for someone like me that I think I'm above average in terms of being able to read price and trade, I believe that. And I think I communicated enough to show that I'm not average. I'm having a difficult time reading this. Usually it's like cakewalk. I turn the chart on, bang, it's there. It's easy. It's not like that, folks. I demand a whole lot of things now to get me in, like I showed you this morning. Whereas before, we have cleaner markets. It's just real easy. Get in there and bang, bang. And we'll have that. You'll see that this year. And you'll see me get my ass handed to me when I'm wrong. It's going to happen. Okay. I'm going to be out there. I'm actually going to pick days where I have a tendency for that to happen. And you'll hear me go into it. I'll explain it to you. This is a day that's difficult. I'm going to force myself to view it in front of you so you can see how I get it wrong. I took 2 trades yesterday and I lost on both of them. They're small. I knew that the day was characteristic of me losing. So you saw me do one single contract. That's what it looks like. If I'm looking for something that I'm trying to capitalize on and the market's not predisposed to deliver like I want it to, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to get stopped out. Later on in the day, I smashed it on NASDAQ, killed it, murdered it the last hour, murdered it. So those losses meant nothing. Now to you, as a new student, new trader in development, never been in the marketplace before. First time listening to someone like me, I probably sound like a nutcase, and that's fine. That's good. If you're a trader, you already have a few screws loose anyway, because nobody in their right fucking mind would want to do this. But guess what? You're going to be thankful you did. You are going to be so fucking thankful that you did, because if you learn how to do this, there ain't a job out there that pays like this. You can't find a job that pays like this, Ken. And you write your own checks, but it also takes from you, and you need to be able to know what it feels like to lose occasionally and know that, okay, it ain't going to hurt me long term. It took something from me today, but I'm not done. And that's how you want to be able to think about it. But right now as a new trader, you're not thinking that at all. You're thinking, I got to avoid losing money. I got to be able to avoid taking a loss. I got to Only do it when it's right. Because you're thinking like maybe I'm the guy, or there's somebody that's, if it's not me, it's somebody else that's going to be creeping out of the woodwork. They know how to trade without ever taking a loss. I will take losses if I trade in the environments that I know that's likely to create it. And I told you, when I do get a loss, I'll show you. For fuck's sake, you saw 2 of them yesterday. But I'm not in here trying to trade in environments where it's dicey, 50-50. Not every consolidation is an accumulation phase. It's not. It's just fucking chop. It's time distortion. That's what you're experiencing. The algorithm is just marking time. That's it. It's not doing anything. It's waiting. Then it will move. But you can't time that when it enters those phases. You have to wait. And then the market will show you its hand in a time-based chart, not a range chart, not anything other than a time-based chart. If anybody sits down and tells you that they're going to show you something algorithmic and they're doing anything outside of a time-based chart, turn them the fuck off. They're full of shit, because they're going to show you a 50-50 hit rate. They're going to get stopped out many times in their trades. They're not going to be accurate, and they're going to be praying while they're doing their live streams and saying, I hope I'm not getting wrecked. You're never going to hear me talk that way.